Ever notice how some people save effortlessly while others can't keep money in their wallet for more than 48 hours? It's not about willpower, it's about wiring. Your brain might be playing a completely different game than you think. The neurotypical brain treats money like a slow-burning fuel tank. It calculates, plans ahead, and gets a nice steady dopamine drip from watching numbers grow in a savings account. But the ADHD brain? It's running on a completely different operating system. Dopamine doesn't trickle, it floods or it vanishes. And money becomes the fastest way to chase that neurochemical high. This is why ADHD brains fall into what I call the instant reward trap. The neurotypical brain can wait 3 months to feel good about a growing savings balance. The ADHD brain needs the hit now, or it moves on. Here's the kicker: it's not impulsivity in the way people think. The ADHD brain isn't being reckless, it's being rational within its own reward timeline. Delayed gratification literally feels like no gratification at all. Let's talk about the novelty spending loop. Neurotypical brains get satisfaction from routine purchases and stability. ADHD brains crave novelty like oxygen, and every new product feels like a solution to a problem that might not even exist yet. The neurotypical brain asks, "Do I need this?" The ADHD brain asks, "Will this finally make me feel organized, productive, and like I have my life together?" Spoiler, it won't. But the brain doesn't know that until after the purchase. Then there's hyperfocus spending, the ADHD brain's most expensive party trick. When interest locks in, money becomes invisible. You're not buying things, you're investing in the hyperfixation of the week. A neurotypical brain might budget $200 for a new hobby. An ADHD brain goes from 0 to 2,072 hours because it's not spending, it's optimizing the interest. Until the interest fades and the gear collects dust. Here's where it gets cruel. Society treats this as a character flaw. Lazy, irresponsible, undisciplined. But it's neurobiology, not morality. The ADHD brain is working harder, just against a system built for different wiring. Let's address the shame spending cycle. When ADHD brains feel bad about overspending, guess what temporarily fixes that feeling? More spending. It's a neurochemical painkiller with a price tag. Neurotypical brains might feel guilty and then stop. ADHD brains feel guilty and then need relief, and the fastest relief is another dopamine hit. The cycle tightens. Now let's flip to saving. The neurotypical brain sees a savings account as security. The ADHD brain sees it as a number on a screen, abstract, distant, emotionally irrelevant. It doesn't trigger reward. It triggers nothing. This is the invisibility problem. Money that's saved doesn't feel real. Money that's spent creates experience, objects, dopamine. The ADHD brain can't emotionally connect to digits in an app. Here's a trap nobody talks about: analysis paralysis spending. The ADHD brain researches every purchase for hours, then either buys everything out of exhaustion or nothing out of overwhelm. Either way, the budget loses. The neurotypical brain makes a decision and moves on. The ADHD brain turns a $50 purchase into a 3-day research project. Then impulse buys the wrong thing at midnight out of decision fatigue. Let's talk about the emergency fund illusion. Neurotypical brains build emergency funds and feel secure. ADHD brains build emergency funds and then redefine emergency every time dopamine dips. Is it an emergency if you really want it? To the ADHD brain, the emotional urgency feels identical to actual urgency. The wallet can't tell the difference. Here's the silent damage. ADHD brains often earn well, hyperfocus can create income bursts, but can't keep money long enough to build anything. The financial system rewards consistency, not intensity. Society says, just make a budget. But budgets require sustained attention, emotional regulation, and future-oriented thinking, the exact executive functions ADHD disrupts. It's like telling someone to just see better without glasses. The neurotypical brain can delay gratification because the brain literally believes the future reward will arrive. The ADHD brain doubts the future exists at all, so why wait? Here's the awareness piece. If you have ADHD and struggle with money, you're not broken. You're using a hammer in a world designed for screwdrivers. The tool isn't wrong, the instructions are. The ADHD brain needs external structure that the neurotypical brain builds internally. Automation. Visual cues. Friction on spending. Immediate micro-rewards for saving. It's not about willpower, it's about architecture. Neurotypical financial advice sounds like, just save 20%. ADHD-friendly advice sounds like, automate 20% before you see it, make spending require 3 extra clicks, and reward yourself immediately for not spending. The trap isn't the spending, it's believing you should be able to manage money the way brains unlike yours do. That's not insight. That's just cruelty dressed up as productivity culture. Here's what most people miss. ADHD brains aren't bad with money because they're careless. They're bad with money because traditional systems ignore how their reward circuitry actually works. The neurotypical brain gets a hit from doing the right thing. The ADHD brain needs a hit from feeling the thing right now. Neither is superior, they're just different operating systems running different code. If this clicked something into place for you, you're not alone, and you're not the problem. Understanding the wiring is the first step to building systems that actually work with your brain, not against it. So here's your exit question. What would change if you stopped trying to fix your brain, and started designing your money system around how your brain actually works? If this made you rethink anything about your relationship with money and neurology, subscribe for more traps, more awareness, and zero judgment. Bob out.